Tell us why you should be the Democratic candidate for the 21st Congressional District.
Sure. Well, first, I'm Tedra Cobb, and I'm running for Congress. And I decided to run, quite frankly, the day that Elise Stefanik voted for the American Health Care Act. That would have devastated the North Country. We would have lost healthcare workers' jobs, thousands of them. 84,000 people in this district alone would have lost their health care. And nursing homes and hospitals and clinics would have closed. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I moved here 30 years ago to go to SUNY Potsdam, and this is where I've made my life. I've raised my children here and built my business here, and I have worked to increase access to healthcare and education, and to promote good business and honest and responsible government. I've served in my community as a firefighter. I've served on many boards, including hospice, and started Northern Lights, a home health care agency, and I was elected as a county legislator. So my background and my passion for the North Country has brought me to this point today. So talking about where I am, of course, and the work that I've done in this community brings me to the needs that we have. We need to invest in infrastructure, broadband and cell coverage. We need to invest in roads and bridges and in our water infrastructure. We also need to invest in education and ensuring that we have universal pre-K and that our Title I funding is secure. And we need to ensure that our environment is safeguarded and we have clean air and clean water, because tourism is a huge part of our economy, along with farming. And again, circling back to healthcare. So these are the things that are important to me and my passion for the North Country. And I'll just close with my firm belief that we deserve a congressperson who lives where we live and who understands our needs and our challenges, and who will passionately and honestly and responsibly fight for us, not only here, but in Washington and every day. Thank you.
Tell us why you should be the Democratic candidate for the 21st Congressional District.
I'm Emily Martz. There's a reason people are leaving our region. It's not because of our quality of life or because of our tight-knit communities. It's because there's a lack of opportunities, particularly for graduating seniors. My experience in the North Country has been all about creating jobs. Not just any jobs, good, family-sustaining jobs. And I'm the only one in this race, including the incumbent, with this kind of experience. This race is all about experience. My experience has been building relationships with local governments, regardless of party, with local businesses to create these sorts of jobs. I know how to work with state and federal agencies to get us the investments that we need in order to get our farms new markets, to grow our clean energy companies, in order to revitalize our main streets. As the deputy director for the Adirondack North Country Association, I also helped small businesses begin and grow. There's a chainsaw carver in Lowville. Indeed, he's an artist. And he was struggling until he went through a small business development program that I helped administer, and now he's so busy he can barely keep up with business. There are 3 generations living side by side in Lowville. I got into this race because I have a deep commitment to public service, volunteering to maintain transitional housing, serve community meals, host temporary homeless shelters. I do this because I believe that everyone should have a chance to realize their full potential. My experience building relationships focused on finding common sense solutions to the real challenges we face is exactly the kind of experience, the kind of leadership we need in Washington. I will be going to Washington to get us those resources, to build those relationships, to get us opportunities so that our students can stay. I'm Emily Martz. I ask for your vote on June 26th.
Tell us why you should be the Democratic congressional candidate for the 21st Congressional District.
I think it comes from my experience. So I have spent the better part of the last 4 years of my life getting to know the district and its people through my work in previous campaigns, and now almost the last 18 months campaigning for this nomination. So I've knocked on thousands upon thousands of doors, made thousands of phone calls, and met with voters at numerous events to hear the challenges that people are facing, where they feel the government's letting them down, where they feel things are working well. And I can tell you the common theme across the political divides in this district, whether it's Democrat, Republican, working families, Green, independents, unaffiliated, is that they are sick and tired of a political establishment in Washington, D.C. and a financial establishment on Wall Street that no longer works for them and their interests. They're sick and tired of a government by $2,700 campaign contribution instead of a government by and for the people. So it's that experience. We currently have a member of Congress that's fully out of touch with the interests of her district, and we need to replace that person with someone that is fully in touch with the interests of the district. And I have done the hard work. I have worn out the pairs of sneakers to gain that understanding. I pretty much have a bachelor's degree in the 21st District. Not that I know everything, but I've spent a lot of time listening and learning. And people are sick and tired of small solutions, of small-minded ideas that nibble around the edges of problems. They are ready for a healthcare system that guarantees healthcare as a right to all people, Medicare for all. They know that we have to take responsible action on climate change because our environment here in the 21st District is one of the bedrocks of our economy. And they know that the political system that they've been dealing with does not deliver the results that they expect from their civil servants, and that we need to have campaign finance reform. That's why I've led the charge in getting corporate PAC money out of the Democratic Party. We don't take a dime from corporate PACs, we don't take a dime from lobbyists, and we are a people-powered, grassroots-funded campaign with an average contribution of $32 coming from hard-working people in this district that feel like our campaign gives them the best chance to have their voices heard in Washington, D.C.
So tell us why you should be the Democratic candidate for the 21st Congressional District.
Every single one of us knows that at our fingertips is an incredible opportunity for everything that we want. A great healthcare system that's accessible to everyone. Incredible protections for equality, the environment, and the people of this country. Incredible opportunity for development in our economy. Jobs that are not just work, but create value in our communities. Everybody knows this and everybody wants this. The barrier to getting the jobs, the environmental protections, the equality, the education, the health that we all want is simply a broken political system that has completely disconnected the voter from the government. Between gerrymandering, binary voting, and campaign finance, we have been completely removed from the conversation in a way that has created a government that, rather than serving us to get everything that we all want, abuses us and deprives us of those things at the expense of every single one of us and to the benefit of the politicians and those they serve and are empowered to serve through gerrymandered districts. I know this firsthand through a decade-long career in political reform, first at MSNBC directly confronting our government, then founding Get Money Out to create an activist group of 250,000 people to reform our government, as an author of a New York Times bestseller focusing on all the solutions that are available to actually advance our society if it wasn't for money in politics that has broken our government. My family has worked in the North Country going back to before the American Revolution. I had a front row seat to the financial crisis and have seen the consequences to my friends and family in upstate New York, a region of the Northeast that has the highest unemployment of any region or any area in the entire region. I am running for Congress in order to bring prosperity to upstate New York and reform our government.
Tell us why you should be the Democratic candidate for the 21st Congressional District.
Well, we're living in a very unique moment, and I am not a politician, but what I am is a small business owner and a mother. And right now, what we need is leadership and not lip service. You know, I am more than a press release. I'm a live wire. I'm from here. I own property here. I employ people here. This is where my kids go to public school. And what we need right now is someone who's really going to fight for the average working person. You know, we have all of these policies coming down the pike that Stefanik is essentially in lockstep with that are hurting working families. And people are suffering. You know, we have children that are scouring dumpsters on Fridays because they don't have anything to eat over the weekend. And when I look at the SNAP policies in the Farm Bill, when I look at these trade policies, I see our taxes going up and I see working people being less comfortable and less able to create a safe environment for their families. So I'm running to bring representation to the people. I'm running because I'm not lip service. I am someone ready to step up and actually show leadership and fight for the people of New York 21.